What's up guys, Perry here, and we are back with another installment of our unit review series. So if you couldn't guess from the thumbnail, we are going to be reviewing the new secret unit added into Anime Defenders, Demon King Peak. Now, this guy has a lot of things going for him. Number one, he's a hybrid unit. You're going to be able to hit air, ground, everything in between. This guy can carry you through any type of content in the game. Second off, he's a 4 placement unit. And he is the only 4 placement secret in the game, meaning this Requiem trait that we have on him is the best thing that you could have gotten. And overall, he's also a slow unit, making a meta support. Before the video starts, shout out to my lovely server member. We're going to put his name right on the screen. He's the one that let me borrow this unit, and he evolved him, so I could be making this showcase and this unit review for you guys. So, if you guys don't know how unit review works, we are going to be giving this unit a rating from 1 through 10 on all of the core game modes in the game. So that's going to be Tower of Eternity, Challenges, Story Mode, Infinite, and Raids. I am going to hold off on doing Hall of Mirrors because, you know, if you guys watch the video and you see his ratings, you're going to be able to determine whether he's good or not for Hall of Mirrors. And, you know, with the game mode being new and everything, I'm just going to hold off on that. But with all that being said, let's get right into our first showcase for the video. Okay, so our first test is going to be Tower of Eternity. Now, off placement, this guy already has some pretty crazy range, and his SPA is also super low, coming in at 3.2 seconds off spawn. And, you know, he might be struggling a little bit with these guys, but that's just because we only have one of him. Let's place down 1, 2 more. We have a total of 3. Let's save up a little bit more money, and now we have 4 of this guy on the field. For Tower of Eternity, I think this is one of the best picks that you could choose because he does insane damage off spawn, really good range, he's a hybrid unit, and he attacks fast. Not to mention that you can place 4 of him and he's pretty cheap, because something that most secret units kind of struggle with in Tower of Eternity is the early game. They really do struggle with early game, especially if you have something like Hakari or a Sung Jin Woo that only hit 1 at a time and they're kind of expensive. It's gonna be a bit of a slog going through the early game, but not with this guy. He's relatively inexpensive for a secret, and you can place 4 of him. He attacks quickly. We can upgrade him. He does really nice damage. And my overall rating for Demon King on Tower of Eternity is gonna be a 10 out of 10. So let's move on to the next category. Up next, we have how does he do in challenge mode. Well, as you can see right now, we're doing a challenge on the Snowy map, Snowy Town I think it's called, and the modifier is all enemies have 1+ shield. That is absolutely no problem for him. After using him a little more, I realized that his first attack actually hits twice. So look, he's gonna attack once, and look closely. You see how it takes the shield out really quickly and then it hits the enemy? And that's not because we have this guy. Like, let's just sell this guy so you can see one unit on his own. You see, he took out the shield and he hit the enemy. And if you didn't catch that, look, we'll do a good showcase right here. Look, 1+ shield instantly obliterates the shield and he kills the enemy. So overall, this guy is goated for challenges. He'll be able to carry you through any challenge in the game, no matter the modifier, because he can hit all enemies, so the map doesn't matter either. For challenges, this guy is going to clock in at a 10 out of 10. Now, how does the Demon King do in story mode? Well, as you can see, I've taken him into the hardest map in the game, which is the Crystal Cove, I think it's called. The new little underground map where all the enemies spawn baby forms, you see? Whenever you kill one, there's like a tiny one that comes out, and we have flying enemies. I haven't even upgraded this guy, and he is just breezing past this level. Keep in mind, this is the hardest story mode missions that we have in the game. And this guy is just absolutely going through this with ease, with no difficulty. So, for story mode, due to his versatility of being able to hit hybrid and ground and his cheap cost, we're going to be giving this guy a 10 out of 10. Alright guys, post-production Perry here, and the rest of my audio files got corrupted, so the last half of this entire video doesn't have any audio of me speaking at all. But don't worry, I came in here with the voiceover, although it's going to be a little weird because I can't see the video while I'm talking at the same time, so I kind of just have to predict what's going to happen. But If I talk for too short, I'm just going to speed up the video so it's easier to watch for you guys. For infinites, this guy is very, very solid. He is for placement, he slows, he's a hybrid, you know, all things that we've said before. And overall, he is a very, very solid unit for infinites. The reason that I'm not going to give him a perfect 10 out of 10 is because he's not full AoE. When you're in infinite mode, you absolutely want full AoE units at all times. Because as the waves get harder and the enemies get more and more HP, full AoE is the only consistent source of DPS that you're going to have in this game, because any other attacks that are only like single target line AoE, even if it's like a big AoE, like a big circle AoE, it's never going to be as good as full AoE. So overall, we're going to give him a 9 out of 10 for infinites, and let's keep it moving. Okay, so last but not least, how does he do in raids? Well, he's a secret that's a hybrid with insane stats, and you can place 4 of him. Need I say more? He's going to be able to carry you through every single raid in this game, even though we only have 2. But yeah, he can solo either of the raids by himself, no worries. Just make sure you bring some farm units. He can carry you through early, mid, and late game. He is quite literally the only unit that you need. And let's move on to our concluding thoughts. There we go. So overall, how do we think this guy stacks up? Well, for one, his average score across all of the game modes is 9.8, but we're going to be giving him a 10 out of 10 overall, making him the first perfect score in our entire unit review series. This guy is an incredible unit. I don't know if he's the best secret in the game. Personally, I don't think so, but his sheer versatility, cost effectiveness, and damage just instantly propel him to the top of the charts for me. And that's going to wrap up today's unit review. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to like, sub, comment, share, all that wonderful, wonderful stuff. And we will catch you in the next one. Peace.